All right, here today I'm going to make my driver lineup predictions for the Formula One 2021 season. This all season is expected to be chaotic, and here are my predictions.
Ryan Priest, and you're watching William Blackwell on YouTube.
All right, here I'm going to start off with Mercedes. Mercedes driver lineup in 2020 consisted of Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. But quite frankly, I think that will stay the same come 2021. Lewis Hamilton has yet to resign, but I'm pretty sure he will resign by the end of the year. And Valtteri Bottas has already resigned, so all things are going good there. But there were still a lot of question marks surrounding the whole Mercedes camp before Bottas resigned, whether or not George Russell might get the promotion and get this ride, but he obviously will not. It might happen in 2022 or 2023. Time will tell. So no change up there in the Mercedes camp. But next you got Ferrari. Ferrari has made their driver lineup official, and it's going to consist of Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, who is moving over from McLaren after doing really good in 2020. But next you got McLaren up, and their driver lineup has also been official and announced, and it's going to be the young Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo, who is moving over from Renault. So I like this driver lineup, and I'm expecting big things to come out of them. But next you got Renault, and Renault has made their driver lineup official, and it's going to be Esteban Ocon and the former Formula One world champion Fernando Alonso. I'm glad to see him back in a competitive F1 car. He left F1 a couple years back on a bad note, but glad to see him back. I expect him to contend for podiums week in and week out, but I'm not too sure if Renault is there yet to contend for wins. Time will tell. But next, you got the Red Bull team. You got Max Verstappen already announcing he's returning, but that second car is wide open. Pierre Gasly is a candidate for this, right? So it's Alex Albon, but I'm pretty sure they're going to keep Alex Albon for at least another year, see what he can do in this car. 2020 hasn't been really great for Albon, but you never know. He can turn things around all of a sudden. So their driver lineup is going to stay the same. But next, you got Racing Point. Racing Point driver lineup in 2020 consisted of Sergio Perez and Lance Stroll. But Sergio Perez is moving on, and that ride is wide open, and they bring in Sebastian Vettel. So Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll will be their driver lineup come 2021. But next, you got the AlphaTauri. Their driver lineup is going to stay the same, in my opinion, and my opinion only. Pierre Gasly won a race for them, and Daniel Kvyat is pretty good. He's really consistent, and I think he just needs a little bit more time before he can go back to a really good car. But next, you got Williams. I think George Russell will remain in this ride and possibly make get the promotion maybe after this upcoming year and go to Mercedes. Who knows? Time will tell. And I think Nicholas Latifi will remain in this ride. But now I got the last two rides, Alfa Romeo and Haas. And this right here is going to set the silly season up here. I'm going to start off with Haas. Both of their drivers are under contract, Romain Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen. But I think only one of them will return, and I think it's going to be Kevin Magnussen. Magnussen has been the most consistent one out of the two, and he's going to be in one ride. And the other ride is going to be wide open. There's a lot of drivers that can be, a lot of candidates for this. You got Nico Hülkenberg. You got Sergio Perez. You got Antonio Giovinazzi, who used to be a Haas driver. But I think they're going to bring in Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez is a really talented driver. I think it would be dumb for them not to bring him in. And you never know. He might bring Haas he might turn him into a competitive team. Sergio Perez is really good. Look what he's done for Racing Point in 2020. Exactly. But next, you got Alfa Romeo. I think that Kimi Räikkönen will return to his ride in 2021. But I don't think Antonio Giovinazzi will. And I think they'll move on from Antonio Giovinazzi. He's going to be left without a ride, but I'm sure he'll be a replacement driver for some team in some sort of way. And I think they're going to pick up the young Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher has been tearing them up in F2, and I expect big things to come out of him as soon as he gets to the F1 level. He's obviously going to race in his Alfa Romeo car for a couple of years, but it's going to take time for him to get promoted to the big Ferrari team. So there you go, Mercedes, Hamilton and Bottas, Ferrari, Leclerc and Sainz, McLaren, Ricciardo and Norris, Racing Point, Stroll and Vettel, AlphaTauri, Gasly and Kvyat, Williams, Russell and Latifi, Haas and Magnussen and Perez, Red Bull, Verstappen and Albon, Renault, Alonso and Ocon, and Romeo, Raikkonen, and Schumacher. So there you go. Those are my 2021 Formula One driver lineup predictions. Everybody, remember to please like and subscribe.